Hello, hi, how are you? Welcome to the Book Writers Club. I'm Christina Carpenter. I'm so happy you're with me today. Thank you for being here. So, have you ever wondered, where do self-published books come from? Well, they come from a person who had an idea. Do you have an idea? If you do, this class is for you. I'm here to motivate you and inspire you to write your book. Do you have a book? I hope you do. I hope that idea is in mind because we're going to talk about it, getting you started, getting you motivated to go forward. Now, have you heard of these internationally bestseller books? How about The Jungle Book, Harry Potter, The Diary of Anne Frank, Moby Dick, A Tale of Peter Rabbit? And these books are international bestsellers. Why are they international bestsellers? Because someone chose to write them. And secondly, someone chose to publish them. And did you know that these are famously published books? And some of these have been turned into movies. And I know you can think of a few. Do you have a few books that have been turned into movies? Well, let's talk about that. So, first, let's talk about you and your publishing. I'm Christina Carpenter. As I said, if you don't know me, I'm the host of this masterclass. And you're in the right place if you are a reader, a dreamer, or if you have a book idea that you have not started yet and you were thinking about it, you've been pondering about it for many, many years, maybe a few months, a few days, whatever it is. My answer is you need to write that book. Yes, 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 and yes, write that book. Why? Because a book is a wonderful intellectual asset and something that gives you leverage in life. It gives you something that you can give back to the world. Imagine being able to sell your product, your book, anywhere and everywhere you go because you created it, you wrote it. Imagine sharing your legacy with your business, with your children, with your family. That is the importance of writing a book. So, a book is your moment to shine your light for the world. When you write to publish, and you write to make a literary mark in the world. I did it, and you can do it. It's possible. And many people are doing it more and more because it's so easy now that we have self-publishing, we have Kindle Direct Publishing, we have so many publishing platforms to share our work with the world. Are you going to share your work with the world? I hope you will. And you don't necessarily have to be a New York Times bestseller. You just have to write your words, raise your hand, and share your truth. It's like you saying, I'm here. When you write on the wall, I'm here, and you are here. And you're here today, and I'm so glad you're with me. All right, so let's learn a little bit about publishing because we want to put your name on a book cover. Can you see your name on a book cover? I can see your name on a book cover. All right, so I'm going to talk about the 4 stages of self-publishing. Do you know the 4 stages of self-publishing? Well, they are to write, 1, polish, 2, polish and copyright, and then publish and then promote. Those are the 4 stages. Write, polish, publish, promote. Write, polish, publish, promote. So that is what you need to do to write your book. So don't get stressed out about, oh, I'm late. I haven't worked on a book in years. I haven't written in years. Just take it one step at a time. And the first step is to write. And this is so easy. Just start writing daily, putting down what you want to say. And what your book will do is you could use it in so many ways. If you're a business person or you're a creative person, your book shows what you've done, what you are all about. Whatever you've gone through in life, if you've learned life lessons, you can share that work with the world. Whatever it is, you can do it. So tell me, what are you writing? What is your idea, your big idea? If you're writing fiction or you're writing nonfiction, write that in the chat. What are you working on? What are you working on? Is it fiction, nonfiction? Whatever it is, write it in the chat because I want to know. I like to know what people are working on because it just makes me feel good to know people have ideas out there. They're working on something great. Now, did you know that there are a lot of books that started out self-published and then they became famous later on? And there are a lot of famous men and women that started out self-published. Do you know a few of them? If you know a few, put them in the chat. If you know at least one or two, if you don't, that's okay. I'm going to give you a couple of names of some famous people that started out self-published. I'll give you 2 seconds to write something into the chat if you have something. Did you think of any? Okay. If not, I have some for you. How about J.K. Rowling, Ernest Hemingway, James Joyce, T.S. Eliot, Leo Tolstoy, Upton Sinclair, Stephen King, W.E.B. Du Bois, Benjamin Franklin, Walt Whitman, W.B. Yeats, and Virginia Woolf. And did you even know Grant Cardone had self-published a book? These people all self-published. So if you are self-publishing, you're in good company. Don't despise small beginnings, because a self-published book is not a small beginning. It's just the first step in your journey to becoming an author. And self-publishing is a great accomplishment. And it all depends on how you work your magic and how you promote yourself. That gets you from obscure to famous and in the world and out there sharing your work with the world. So what are you writing? Fiction or nonfiction? Let me know. Let me know. I want to know who's self-publishing. All right. Personally, I am a poet, and I wrote fiction, poetry, and nonfiction poetry in my 2 books. Bubblegum Thoughts, which is a fiction poetry book, but it also comes from my life, so it's a little bit of a mix. And then my nonfiction book was a book of poetry called Reflections on the Eternal Lover. That book is Christian poetry. And actually, let me show you those 2 books here. So this one is Reflections on the Eternal Lover, self-published. And this one is a book of poetry as well, Bubblegum Thoughts, for young preteen girls. So you can start anywhere to get your book published. You just have to start. And the 4 steps, as I said before, were to write, polish, publish, and promote. You're promoting your book, you're publishing it, you're going to work on it, writing it, and then you're going to polish it, getting it ready to go. So the first step, the foundation, is to write. The first stage of self-publishing is to write. Write, write, and write, and write. The foundation is your structure. The foundation is your manuscript. And you're writing fiction, you're writing nonfiction, you're just going to write and finish what you write. You must finish that manuscript. Once the manuscript is finished, the rest is easy. Then you're going to edit and polish, and that goes into the polishing stage. But we're first starting with the foundation, which is to write. I repeat, you must write. Now, writing is key. That's the first step. And you need to publish what you write. So in order to publish, you have to have something that you wrote, right? And writing has to be done effectively and completely. Some things to think about when you're writing is your mission and your vision. What is your mission and vision for your book? What do you want people to get from your book? What do you think they will achieve from your book? So that is your mission and your vision for your book. Next, you want to think about the purpose for who is going to read your book. What is that purpose that you want for the book? What do you want to give the book? What is the book going to give people? And one of those things that you're giving people is a feeling. A feeling is everything. Feeling is what's going to sell your book, because people buy emotion. If your book has no emotion, it will be hard to sell. But people love to feel something when they read something, because people buy based off their emotions. So think about the emotions you felt when you bought certain books. And think about the emotions you felt while you were reading certain books. Think about how you want the reader to feel, how you want the reader to leave after finishing your book. What are they feeling? Feelings are the most important part of the book, and it is so important because you want to give them different feelings. It could be happy, peaceful, confident, resourceful, knowledgeable, powerful, empowered, encouraged. All of these are great emotions, but you only have to pick a few for your book. And this is how you want the reader to feel. Whatever feeling you give them is you want to leave them in a better state than they came in with when they first read the book. Next in your writing stage is you want to think about your scheduling time each day to work on your book. Or maybe just a few days a week on your book, because you want to be committed to finishing it. If you're committed, then you'll put in the time to do it. And then it won't sit for years and years not being done. Because their number one goal is to finish completing the manuscript. Many people start, but they don't finish. But you don't want to be that person. You want to be the one who finishes. So next, you want to also think about when you're writing is your outline. Your outline is coming from your brain dump. You're going to brain dump all the things in your brain that you've been thinking about for this book. You're going to put it out on the paper. And you're going to take everything out of your head and put it down on the paper. All right. Just everything you want to say, just say it. And then this is very important. You don't want to edit what you write so much, because that might stop you and slow you down. So what you want to do is you just want to write it all out and not care so much about, oh, does it sound right? Did I spell this word right? Does that sentence sound right? Just write it out first and then edit later. This is your first draft. You can reformat it next in the next draft. That will be draft number 2. And then when you're satisfied, you just keep going, editing and proofreading it, getting someone to give you feedback on it, and then that will be draft number 3 and draft number 4. Your book will go through many drafts, and that's okay. That's a part of the process of writing a book. Whether you do fiction or nonfiction, you might need to do a little research just to get clear on what areas you need to include in your book to make it even better for everyone to read, right? And then you want to think about, maybe for nonfiction, you could put quotes, you can put really anecdotal stories, because everyone loves a quote and an anecdotal story, because we see ourselves in the story and we understand the quote. And that will be a great way to bring out your book even further, which I'm sure you already can think of a lot of stories and quotes that you want to use. In my books of poetry, they're all stories, poetry stories, and I use my poetry as a way to tell stories. And in my book, Eternal Reflections on the Eternal Lover, this one, I used this book and talked about life, the storms of life, happiness of life, dependency on God, the hard times of life, the ups and downs. That's what that book is about. And then in my book, Bubblegum Thoughts, this book is actually about a girl in junior high school. She's, she's in that regular system of school where there's, immature people, there's bullies, there's classmates, there's classwork, and she's just thinking about her future and what she wants for her life. And it's just about a preteen girl in school. And that's what Bubblegum Thoughts is about. It's about a preteen girl's journey in school. So think about your journey and think about your book, because your book writing is a journey. And you're starting from nothing, and you're going to build and build and create until you have something of your own to publish for the world. And you're going to start with just having the hope and faith that your book is going to bless someone and bless them in a great way so that they will enjoy what you've written. And this is my hope for you and your book on your journey. So the next stage in the 4 stages of self-publishing is to polish. Polishing is when you do the editing. And you can find editors online on Google. Just type in book editing or book formatting just to format your book. You can find on Google. You can also find on Fiverr. So Fiverr is a great place to get affordable book editing if you need it, or formatting. I've used them for formatting. They're very helpful and very affordable as well. Next, you want to get a design for your cover. You already know this. You want to find something that's something relevant to your book and encapsulates the essence of the main point of your book. So you want to do that. And then you want to visualize what is your book going to look like? What are the key images and the key colors you want to use for your book? Your book can be, for my book, they're very simple. There's nothing much going on, but it's a pink book, so it's for girls, yes. And that's what that book looks like. Now, if you have a book such as this This is a very famous book by Laurie Halsey Anderson, and it's called Speak. And it's a very deep book. I read this when I was like a teen, you know, and it's about a girl who doesn't speak about an issue she had in her life, and she didn't talk about it for a while until eventually she did talk about it. So it's called Speak. So you see the tree is covering her mouth and it's showing her face and the two eyes, and they're two different color eyes, and it's just showing a little bit of mystery and struggle. So you see that, and then on the back it says I'm an outcast, and so it kind of starts with a nice blurb, so you kind of get an interest in the book more. So when you think about your book, you think about, how can I make it interesting, like look interesting and sound interesting. Like on the back, I'm an outcast. Automatically, if you identify, you might say, oh, that sounds interesting, let me read it. And so I'm gonna read you the back cover. It says, the kids behind me laugh so loud, I know they're laughing at me, I can't help myself. I turn around, it's Rachel, surrounded by a bunch of kids wearing clothes that most definitely did not come from the East Side Mall. Rachel Bruin, my ex-best friend, she stares at something above my left ear. Words climb up my throat. This was the girl who suffered through brownies with me, who taught me how to swim, who understood about my parents, who didn't make fun of my bedroom. If there is anyone in the entire galaxy I'm dying to tell what really happened, it's Rachel. My throat burns. Her eyes meet mine for a second. I hate you, she mouths silently. So this is a very interesting beginning for a book. It's very enticing to read, like, wow, what's going on here? So you want to think about something like that for your book cover. And she's a very famous author, so you get good ideas from other people's famous books. And that's how you do your design. You think about the color, you think about the image, and you think about how can you get people to want to read the book. All right, if you have any questions about your book, you can always just write in the chat book and I will contact you and we could talk more about your book idea. All right, so then the next step is to, so while you're polishing your book, you're editing, you're getting feedback, you're designing it, you're getting proofreaders, you're getting beta readers. Beta readers are people that read your book who may be your target market reader, and they're just reading it as if a regular person reading it, to tell you before you put it out into the world, is this a good book? Does it sound, understandable? Is this clear? They're your beta readers. And then your proofreaders can look at your sentence structure, your story plot. Is it all flowing well? They are looking at your book. And then after you're happy with your feedback and you're happy with the editing, you're happy with everything, then you copyright your book. And the copywriting just protects your book from being stolen. Just for your own creative work, your creative attention, your creative, just to keep your creative work protected. Then next is step 3, which is publishing. Now, publishing is the easy part, because if you use Kindle Direct Publishing, all you have to do is upload it to the website and they will do all the rest for you. Your book will be on Amazon within a couple of days, couple of hours. It's very fast, very easy. All you need to know is your book's category, genre. You need to just know the price that you want to put your book for, and you just have to know the title you're going to use, the subtitle you're going to use, and then in the platform you can do your cover. You can create your cover and inside of it, and it's done. You set your price, it's done. And it's very simple and easy. Publishing is easy. The harder part is just writing and polishing the book. That's the hard part. Writing it takes time. You have to get people's feedback. That's the hard part of writing the book. But publishing is the easiest part of the process, because it's simple. Once you finish the work, you just publish it and it's there. But the next part that's a little bit difficult is the promoting, which you should start before you put the book out. You could start giving hints that your book is coming out. You give hints that you have a big surprise for people, and you start asking people to maybe read the book ahead of time. And then your beta readers can give you book reviews, and they will give you credibility for the future readers to say, oh, this book was good, and then other people will want to read it. And that's how you push your book out into the hands and the hearts of people, through your promotions. And another bonus step in this whole process is your platform. When you write your book, you're going to want to have a platform. So you can pick any platform online, because that will get more people to read your book. You can pick Twitter, you can pick Instagram, you can pick Facebook. You make an account and you just talk about your book on that account, and you talk about the topic of your book on that account. And the more people see and resonate with your topic, they will want to stay around and maybe read your book. And then you just give them a link to your book and they will buy it on Amazon. And Kindle Direct Publishing, they put your book on Amazon. They can also distribute your book to other platforms, other places. And then if you want to distribute to other platforms, other places, you can do that yourself. And that is the way you self-publish. I hope this was helpful. Whatever your goals are for writing and self-publishing, I encourage it. Go for it. Finish it. Start it. Just do it. Just do it. So what are your goals for self-publishing? Is it to become famous and become a national bestseller? Or is it to leverage your business as a speaker, as a coach, as a consultant? Do you want to share your knowledge with the world? And thirdly, is it because you are a creative person? Do you just want to share your creativity, your poetry, your short stories, maybe your essays with the world? Is that your reason? There are 3 reasons that most people want to self-publish. And those are all great reasons to self-publish. And I hope that whichever reason you pick, you go for it and use your why, your reason, to motivate and promote you to go on your journey as an author and do the work to make that book the best it can be. And I encourage you to publish, publish, publish. And one day you will be that author you've always decided you wanted to be. So that's all for now. Thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions about self-publishing, let me know in the comments. Just say, I'm interested in self-publishing. Can you tell me more? And I can talk to you more about it. I can send you my ebook that I've written about self-publishing. So if you would like that, just put book in the comments section and I will send you that ebook through, I guess, your messenger, and I can see you a link for my ebook. So just put book in the comments and I will send you that ebook for you to enjoy and learn more about the places you can go for editing, to polish your book, and how you self-publish. Okay, so these are my 2 books. Just to let you know, Bubblegum Thoughts and Reflections on the Eternal Lover. And I am a self-published author. My name is Christina Carpenter, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thank you for joining me. Bye.